Procrastinators, and welcome to NerdCube's 2012 Totally Not Poop Awards! That's the crowd. I'm totally not recording this in my kitchen. And you can actually hear the washing machine, so rock and roll. Anyway, this is these are my favourite games of the year 2012. Giant inflated in brackets. Wow, I think my kitchen did just explode. Giant inflated in brackets is the word opinions. This anything else. Far Cry 3 is the most fun I have had with a game in such a long time. My love of first-person shooters, which games like Black Ops and frickin' Medal of Honor had been chipping away at slowly, just came flooding back. It was a huge open world, loads of fantastic things to do. Just the crafting system, oh god, it was just so much content. It felt like a billion games crammed into each other, plus the level editor. So much to do, all of it fun. The story, as much as it did follow some tropes, was beyond anything a first-person shooter has done for a very long time. It was simply brilliant, superb, non-stop fun. I'm still playing it. I've completed it. I'm still playing it. I'm still messing around with the level editor. I think Far Cry 3 is a game I'm going to play for a very long time. It is the best game of 2012. So that's it. That's 2012. In the comment section, let me know what your favourite game of the year was, or favourite games. If I haven't mentioned something here, chances are I played it and didn't like it, especially if I didn't put a video up about it. I do have a slightly bizarre taste in games, but I hope that's why you come here, to see new things. I probably missed a fair few indies this year. Indies tend to appear and then you never really hear much about them. So I'm going to be going through this comment section a fair whack to see if there's anything that I missed. I don't mind retroactively changing this award order if someone finds something that's even better than any of the things I've played, because to be honest, these awards are about as meaningful as a politician's handshake. So thanks for watching, Procrastinators. Hope you had a great year. Thank you so freaking much for turning me into a tiny channel into a colossal murdering channel. Let's hope I get even more colossal and murdering next year. Thank you so much. Ta-ra!
To the domain of the NerdCube. Videos dropping from above like bird poo. Enter the domain of the NerdCube. Videos dropping from above like bird poo.